In 1975, jazz musician David Bloom opened a music school in the heart of Chicago.
All right, good. How does it feel to solo with
He
them?
wanted to create a place where students could discover their creative birthright and honor their individuality. "38 years later, on November 24th, 2013, 37 musicians, arrangers, and composers gathered to celebrate what they've learned from David, performing original compositions before a packed house at Chicago's Mayne Stage. It was an unforgettable evening, celebrating the power and joy of individual expression, which is what art is all about.
Welcome to the Cool Heat concert from the Bloom School of Jazz. And I think, first of all, we all need to congratulate David Bloom on, let's see, 75, wow, really, 38 years. 38 years. That is one heck of a steady gig, David. I don't know where you are, but many congratulations to you.
I was excited to come back to Chicago and play on the Cool Heat concert at Mayne Stage. And we were there to celebrate Bloom and to, you know, and I guess in a certain way to celebrate the concepts and the ideas that, you know, he's passed on to all of us. I would do this anytime he ever asked because I have a lot to give back because he gave me so much.
The typical thing for young male tap dancers is we want to fill every inch of music with notes. And one of the things that I think I directly got from David Bloom was the beauty of the silence and being able to sit back and really listen and let each note have a lot more importance rather than just kind of trying to fill everything with runs. Once I started working with David, it gave me a framework to kind of wrap a lot of the ideas I had around, and it taught me the value of space. And I think I always tried to listen. I'm not sure if I really had the ear to listen in as sensitive a way until after working with David Bloom.
Many years ago, I accidentally met you. You are important. You were busy. I was a nobody. Nothing special to see. I was hesitant. I was afraid. Now when I look back, I can clearly see that you were nothing more but a preview. A future made.
The Future Me was written after I had taken 2 classes at the Bloom School. I was introduced to some new ideas, musically. And I thought, wait a minute, wouldn't it be cool to, if I had met myself when I was younger and then met myself again as I got older. What would you have said to yourself 15 years ago? And then to be able to mesh and come together, I just thought, wow, that's a powerful concept.
Now when I look back, I can clearly see that you were nothing more but a preview of a future me. Sorry, little me, pathetic little me. I can't believe I got to see the future me.
Music is the major thing of my life. There's a constant melody in my head. So when I first moved to Chicago, I found a school and my whole conception of music has changed. There's a constant, working energy that just pushes you to, accomplish new things and go further and push your limits. And there was no boundary anymore to music. It was basically like music as a whole, not jazz or dance or classical or contemporary music. It's basically music.
I've always been, someone who's performed in public. For the last 32 years, I've been the bass player in a jazz group called the Pat Metheny Group. I'm one of those people who study with David for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years solid. There's people who have taken little, extended classes off and on. I'm one of those people who just sort of like checked in for the tune-up. I did it, in the 80s, I did it in the 90s, I did it in the 2000s, just a lesson here and a lesson there, always with a specific goal in mind when I needed some fresh ears and some fresh ideas. And, David's unparalleled at helping people out like that. It's awesome. Only Bloom could pull this off. Only Bloom would dream it up. And, you know, it's a chance for him to make something that he can share with the world, but it's also for a chance for a lot of musicians to contribute to something to give back to him as well.
and I have known each other for a number of years, and I was very intrigued by his methodology and by his view on what makes music music and what makes performers reach their audience, because that's what he's all about. He sees, I think, great things in every person that comes in.
I think the Bloom experience has been fundamental to my experience with music. I think that Bloom has showed me how to really get in touch with music and own it, really, and make it my own.
Oh, Suzanne, Suzanne, why must you wear your hair that way? Oh, sweet Suzanne, why must you wear your hair that way? With that clothing and your makeup, girl, just what you trying to say? It ain't right, it ain't right, it ain't right. Oh, Suzanne, Suzanne, why must you make your mama cry? With those sparks you've been tossing, daddy's temper will ignite. And you know that your opinions are too strong for us tonight. It ain't right, it ain't right, it ain't right. Oh, Suzanne, we did not listen, and you crossed beyond that comfort line. Hey, hey, and I did not speak because my heart just ain't that brave. So now I talk to you in your grave.
Singing really comes directly from the heart and directly from the brain right out into the world. And I think the challenge with playing is that there are these limbs in the way. There's the kind of the hands, fingers, wrists, elbows that have to interpret what's in the heart and what's in the brain and make it happen on an instrument.
Oh, Suzanne, oh, I did listen, and I'll carry your words cares those sermons you were preaching on the prayers I have today? And it was right, it was right, it was right. You were right, you were right. So
what I hope people take away from my performance is hopefully the recognition that tap dancing can be and is a valid form of jazz expression. That tap dancing is capable of using texture and dynamics and even pitch to an extent, because certainly you don't have fine pitch control, but you have notes that are higher and notes that are lower with your shoes. I hope that people see this film and say, wow, tap dance is a legit expression of what jazz is, and by extension, what America is.
been playing drums my whole life. The drums just speak to me, and I find it easiest to speak through the drums. It's all very specific story arcs, and I just need to concentrate on the story and the emotion I'm trying to get across and just forget about everything else. Every composition is a journey, and each one is a different story. And so when I'm at my best, I am totally in another place. You're out on the journey, the spaceship takes off, and you come back with everyone still on board, and hopefully you land safely.
I think that music, I would compare it to nutrition in a way. If I'm not experiencing music or I'm not getting good amounts of music into my ears, into my soul, then I would feel sort of malnourished.
Run away again and again. I'll be here to lay back at the start. Restless thoughts are on fire for you. Gold and silver could never replace how it felt to believe we were one beating heart. Back at the start. Back at the start. Back at the start.
the city. And here in Chicago, I feel a different soul with the music, you know, because it's really a gorgeous city. So the music is really different from the other cities, even in the United States.
What it's like to play the saxophone. It's very much like meditation. You know, once you're in the zone, you're just kind of nothing else exists. You know, past the present. I mean, I guess the present exists.
The violin is challenging. I mean, in any type of music, you know, the violin has this intonation problem, for one thing, and it has also the problem of just actually producing the tone with the bow. Then after you get that together, you jump into the complexities of jazz. Jazz is such a vast, complex set of ever-evolving problems coming at you. You know, good problems, you know, to mess with and to have fun with and solve, but, you know, you have a lot less time to work technically on your instrument until you finally get to a point where you actually learn how to develop your technique and the music at the same time. think that the thing that Bloom is most concerned with is identifying, finding, nurturing, and developing your creative birthright as an improvising musician. When it comes down to it, your birthright, it's so much bigger than music, you know? It's like what you know about yourself that you have to offer to the world while you're here.
Music, it's always unique every night. I mean, that's what we signed up for. We signed up for a job where your job is to try to make the music brand new every single night. That's really super true for jazz musicians, but it's also really true for every musician. And so I don't have any problem with the fact that these notes will never be played again. What I do care about is getting the opportunity to do it again and make some more good notes, hopefully, and maybe even better ones next time.
You better watch yourself with that one. He's got a way you won't suspect. You better watch yourself with that one. You won't know what you should protect. At first it seems like he's a sad one, and someone left him lost and blue. But you will find out he's a bad one, and soon there's nothing left of you. He'll come on slow and sweet. Before you know it's sweet, you won't know the time of day. He'll take you by surprise, but once you're in his eyes, you won't have a thing to say. You better watch yourself with that one. You might just like the things he'll do. You better watch yourself with that one. And I'll be watching myself too.
The arts are part of who we are. And whether you are experiencing it as a spectator or as a participant. Art is part of nature. It is part of our humanness that keeps us alive and excited and keeps you away from the demons. It's pretty powerful stuff, and I think everybody deserves to have that experience and make it part of their everyday life.
He'll come on slow and sweet, before you know it's sweet. You won't know the time of day. He'll take you by surprise, but once you're in his eyes, you won't have a thing to say. You better watch yourself with that one. You might just like the things he'll do. You better watch yourself with that one. Hell, I'll be watching myself too. Oh, I'll be watching myself too. Yes, I'll be watching. Oh, I'll be watching myself too.
Fantastic. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. And I'd also like to thank all the musicians who played today. I mean, these musicians represent a good 35 years. Steve Rodby, when he first came to my school, was, I think, what is that, 1978? Almost before electricity. But I'll tell you, the most beautiful thing is when people hold on to their individuality. When you have a 3-year-old kid, he's not thinking about fitting in or doing anything else. He's exploring, he's looking at things, he's looking at shapes, he's looking at animals, and he or she has incredible enthusiasm and a sense of wonder. And I think that great musicians, the great ones, keep that sense of wonder whether they're 80 years old or they're 22. And I thank you guys very much for keeping your sense of wonder.